welcome back to another video, guys, and thank you for joining me, your boy Tony, for another banger. I'm hyped and excited to be here with you guys today. It's an alright day in California. It's kind of gloomy, nothing crazy, but what is going to be crazy is the transformation we're going to be going through with the bug. And you guys saw in the last video that we did the foam. If you guys did it, I'm gonna include that down in the description below as well for you guys to check out if you guys need to. Today we're gonna do the headliner, so I'm about to go home right now, pick up the headliner from my storage. Right now I'm gonna go get the headliner and we'll get it ready for the car. All right, we're gonna unbox this inside my pad. This is like my desk work area thing. I eat, edit, and literally do everything on this table. So I'm gonna take this out. But first thing it comes with when you open it, this literally fell out, is some instructions, I guess. I ordered this thing like years ago. This is probably one of the first things I got for the bug, and I never put it on because obviously it's a ton of work. And obviously like the windows need to come on, all that extra stuff. Headliner kit. It's a one-piece kit, meaning the top is all one piece. The top, front to back is all one piece. Normally it's a multi-piece, but this one is literally only 4 pieces. But it's basically they call it a one-piece kit. Supposed to be easier. I will let you know that. Comes with really in-depth instructions, to be honest. Like these are really good instructions as opposed to like what I'm used to. But not gonna use those. Alright, I'm in the backseat of the bug, and if you guys watched from my previous video, we installed all the foam padding. If you guys haven't, I'm gonna link it down in the description below. But I got my headliner right here. I'm in the backseat. I put all my bolts through them. It uses all the stock ones. Put all my bolts through it. They have like these like little felt holder things that you slide them through. The 2 smallest ones I put towards the front because that's where they had them on mine before I took them off. So all the headliner bolts are in there. I'm gonna try to throw it up just to see what it looks like. This is like the top piece, the single piece. The back part has like this extra flap, so remember that. See what I'm talking about? It has like the extra flap. The front doesn't have anything. It's just flat, you know what I'm saying? So be aware of that. Right now I'm gonna try to throw it in, so you guys are gonna have to watch me struggle to put it in. Well, I'm in the back taking off this rear glass. As you guys can see, my dad is already almost done taking off the windshield. He's cutting the trim on the outside with the razor blade. Meanwhile, I'm taking out this other side window because we're gonna start tucking all this vinyl in, and then we're gonna take off this rear window as well right after I take this glass off. Oh. Yeah. Sheesh. Oh, así le cortas, ok.
Pues sí.
Yo no tenía idea, nomás meterla así, ¿no?
No, porque sí, aquí mira.
Yo nomás. Yo creo que sí, así. ¿Vale?
Yo lo quito.
Yeah. Wow. I taped up, sanded off, and we kind of prepped all this edges and stuff. So I'm gonna try to do my best and paint them. I don't know why I'm doing it, but just so I guess it doesn't come out so sloppy like stuff normally does. So I'm gonna try my best, get a cardboard edge right here, and then just start painting the edges, man. I'm a little nervous, but we'll see what we can do. If you guys already don't know my secret to warming up cans, this is my secret right here, man. Engine base. Because we just drove with this, so this is really warm right now. A ver qué tal. Oh, me faltó una parte grande aquí.
Nomás échale así, así, mira.
Ya la he hecho.
Para que le eches de una vez a ese borde que le faltó. Ahí está.
A ver. Ahí está bien, ¿no? Mira cómo sí se ve la pintura bien gruesa.
Aceite caliente, arrancamos la pintura.
A lo mejor en unos lugares le dejé el borde muy grueso, pero no pasa nada. No muy sobresalido para decir, you know? I mean, it's not proper, but it's better than before, you know? Better than just having like nothing there and just having rust build up and stuff. I think this is way better. Because we even had a hole that was pretty big right here that was already starting to eat up the metal. You guys can still see it. I think over here too. So I think it's better that we took care of this now. And I'll still redo it later once I get the car all like stripped and we redo everything again. But this will do for now, however long I decide to keep it like this, you know? So I'm not really worried about it. I think it came out pretty sauce. Let me know what you guys think. So much brighter. You see the color change, man? But it's more accurate to like this one than this one. This is the original. This is like repainted, you know? Some parts are repainted from my dad when he did the body work. So try to do that side, but that side's not coming out so well. So I'm gonna show you guys how to do this side real quick. There's a lip on this side. Obviously this is gonna be the door seal and it goes like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna go like that. So on the inside, there's this lip that you guys wanna get the grippers onto. It's a small lip, but I still want you guys to get the grippers on there so it holds on well. So stick this all the way up as high as we can. And we shove it, pull this lip back. If you guys get the same kit as mine and you just shove it in there, each and every one of them, and take it from there, you know? Try to show you guys. First off, I just want to start by saying thank you guys for being here today, watching the video. Today we're gonna try something new. I got one rolled right here with me. We're gonna do a little bit of voiceover and I'm gonna try to talk over and try to explain kind of what I'm doing, because it was kind of stressful to do this job. So I figured it'd be the best thing for everybody if I just recorded myself doing it, and then if I did a voiceover, it's kind of explaining the tricky parts and kind of the harder parts, because it's I'm pretty sure you guys can agree with me that it's kind of hard to explain what to do when you're kind of learning how to do it as you go. So with that being said, guys, let's get into today's video. I'm gonna show you guys right now. I think it's a great idea to have maybe a baby screwdriver or some trim priming tools like the ones you use to take off clips and stuff, to really help you not mess up the vinyl and stuff. Like you guys see me here, I'm tapping it down with a mallet, not a hammer, but I'm folding it over, so I'm not actually hitting where you would what you're seeing, you know, like not the actual part that you're seeing. I folded it over on itself so that I would be hitting and striking the back side of the part. So I got this extra piece of foam right here that I'm gonna use to put on the back of the grippers right here, so that when you go and lay this back on there, it doesn't have like the texture of these on there. So that's what this is for. Watch. I covered the little post. Now I'm gonna just spray the inside, the outside right here, the inside, and then we're gonna fold it over and try to get as less wrinkles as possible, even though it's a little bit hard because you gotta really finagle it right here. There's no real tricks or trips, to be honest, from the videos I've seen. You kind of just have to finesse it yourself. That's what it has come down to. So I finished up both sides. This is what it looks like at the bottom. I don't know where the appropriate way to cut it was, but this is the cleanest way that I found to do it. And I just tucked it up under here, right there. Cut it straight down the middle, and it gave me space for both sides. So I'm happy with that. Come up, and then I just cut it like at an angle up there. Tucked it into the window. Basically came all the way up and then cut it across. After that, I put some of the trim that goes in the window. I put it to hold the front one. I pulled it, put the trim on so it holds it in place. And this is kind of what it looks like if it was done, but it's not done. Basically, we did it in the rear as well. The only reason we did it is to hold it because we're gonna start doing the sides first and then gluing the front and rear. We're gonna shoot some glue right here on the foam, on the grippers, and then these are called the grippers right here. And then we're gonna shove this material in there. After we cut it, we're gonna cut it to length to make sure that we have enough material left over and whatnot. For this kind of glue, I like to spray it on the actual surface that it's gonna be sitting on, and I like to actually spray it on the material as well. Get a nice coat on there. And then you kind of want to wait till it gets like pasty. You don't want to do it when it's too wet, because this is perforated leather, meaning it does have holes. So when you do it too quickly and you press it down, it might not be able to stick to it, and you might have the glue come through the actual vinyl because it has holes in it. So just be careful with that. Let it tack up real quick. The great thing about this is while that's tacking up, you guys can get the surface ready, meaning you can prep it, get your scissors right now like I just did, start cutting the material. Cut it to length. You want to leave probably about like 1.5 inches. Maybe you want to leave less. You want to actually leave more material than I left, because I cut a little bit too much, and you guys will notice that at the end of the video. But I cut a little bit too much. But I cut maybe 1 inch past the grippers near the front window, and 1 inch before the gripper ends towards the back of the car. All right, now I'm just gonna cut it all in a straight line. Take it all off. Like I said, you should be leaving a little bit more than this, man. This is a little bit too little. You know what I'm saying? So leave more than this. Probably want to leave 1.5 inches. A little bit more on the edges too. Leave more material on the edges. I'm an idiot, so don't worry about that. You guys can see me holding that trim tool. So I'm just gonna use that to tuck it into the grippers. You want to tuck it into the grippers. You shouldn't need to pull it by now, because when you laid it flat down on the surface above it, it should already be pulled for you. So right now you're doing the easy part and you're just finishing it up, you know? Finishing up the job, just putting it in, you know? You're gonna get your mallet and just start hammering it down, all the grippers. Nothing too crazy. You don't want to go crazy with it, because you're gonna rip the material. Just something light, you know? You can see what it needs. You could actually do this with your fingers too, but this is a lot faster. All right, now we're gonna start on the back side of the window, doing the connection to the actual quarter window. For this one, you want to have the fold above where the actual screws go in, for that, where the back bracket is for the doorpost, where you actually mount the handle. You want to put it higher than that so it doesn't interfere, and then you want to fold it so that you can create a nice clean seam. And you want to create the seam before you spray down any glue. You want to know that you can get it smooth before that. So let's take care of that first. You want to cut it right at the side, right in the corner of where the door ends. That's where you want to cut it. And then you're going to fold it over, get it ready for the other side, and try to connect it to the quarter glass. Probably try to get it into right on that top side, onto where it goes straight. You want to get it probably right there. Right now I'm just taking off the excess. You want to leave a lot more than this, once again, you know, but this will do for this side. This is actually fine. Right now I'm just spraying it, spraying that glue down, you know, you feel me? Right now I'm actually barely starting to spray the glue down, so everything is still loose. I can still create my fold seam on the side where the transition goes. And then right now I'm just tucking it, because it should already be pulled, because when you laid it down on the other side inside the car, when you laid it down on the foam, it should have already pulled it for you. So you should be doing the easy part by now, you know? This should be the easy part. And then we're gonna get some of this weather strip, which is what goes on the actual quarter glass when you have pop-out windows. You're just gonna pop it back in to hold it while it dries. This is what you're gonna see me use this extensively throughout the install. Now this front one was pretty easy for me, because the transition was already there made for me. Since the car has been resprayed already, I could see where they did the seam and where they folded it and stuff. So for me it was easy. I just had to hide the yellow. But for you guys are just gonna have to like find where it likes to transition from the end of the grippers. You're gonna have an excess amount of material here, so just cut a little bit off. You don't need to cut all of it off, just cut a little bit so there's not so thick. But I just cut it literally right to the corner where the thing folds. And then right now you seeing me tuck the corner into the grippers so that we can have a nice clean seam. Fold it over, and then we're gonna get an idea kind of what it looks like. Start spraying from the middle, and then we're gonna work our way out so that the middle can be nice and crisp. All right, now after the glue has dried, you're gonna start from the middle, work your way out so you guys can push the wrinkles out instead of having them in the middle. Right now I'm just trying to get all the wrinkles out. It's basically what this job is just trying to get the wrinkles out, try to get it to lay flat. Right now you're gonna get your tool and you're gonna rub it all against the lip so that it stays against the lip. But you don't want to go too aggressive. I don't rub it against it. I just kind of push it, some persuasion. I don't really rub it against it because I don't want to rip it. And then right now what we're gonna do is start ripping off the excess that we have. We don't want too much. We don't need too much. We just kind of need a small lip. You're gonna cut off the rest of this. Right here I'm gonna start spraying out the outside. You always use cardboard. Always. You don't want to get it in places you don't want it at. So right now I'm just spraying the edge, literally right on the edge. Want to make sure that I can get some glue on that edge, and then we're just gonna keep going all the way across. All right, now that we got that, we're gonna start lifting up the headliner. You should not need to pull it because you should have already glued it from the inside, like I said. Now you're gonna start putting in this like trim piece. It's basically to hold it so that it can dry off. This is gonna come off once you put it in the window, but we're gonna put this on so that we can have it dry and stick there, so that when we put on the headliner, it doesn't wiggle around or move. So this is what that's for. This is from my old quarter windows, so I'm reusing it since I'm not gonna use the cream no more. Now we're in the back. Gonna start spraying it up. Foam's already in there. Everything's already set. The headliner's already hanging. Now we're working in the back. Spray that thing down, man. It's kind of ugly because I did use some more foam to make it flat because it was just gonna be a huge gap right there. So right now I'm on the outside. Gonna pull it down, like you guys see, and then pull it back. From the middle, you want it to be flat, starting in the middle. So you want to make sure you get it flat in the middle. Fold it over. I cut straight down the middle, and now I'm cutting off all the excess because there's a lot of excess for this back part. It's pretty long, guys. So I'm just cutting all that off, as you guys can see. I didn't cut it all the way to the edge because we don't know how much we need on the corners yet. So right now I'm just basically doing the middle, getting the center prepped so that we can have something holding it there so that we can start pulling it to each of the sides. Alright, right at the inside, we're trying to figure out how much we need to do the corners. We're trying to figure out what we're doing to smoothing it out, all the wrinkles. Right now you're just gonna need to massage it. Right here you can see me cutting off, leaving enough material for the corner. This is a little bit tricky, so make sure you guys do this in stages. So you're test fitting it as much as I can. Now that you have sent it and started doing your corner by putting on your little piece to hold it there, it's gonna be a little bit tricky, but you might need to take it off a few times off and on just to make sure that you get it right. Mine's looking a little bad, but we're gonna try to make the best out of it. It is my first time. So right here you guys can see me cutting off the other side for the corner. Everything's pretty much the same for both sides. It's literally identical. So just keep that in mind when you guys are doing the job. Shouldn't be too hard. Alright, here you guys see me putting on the spray. We're trying to spray it down. Make sure we get it all in the corner. Yes, right here I did leave a little bit more. You guys see how that I did spray a lot. We're going to cut all that off later. I'm just trying to try different methods. Now you're going to start putting in your little piece. Pinch seam. We're going to just cut off the little trim excess that gets left over. Don't hit the paint with your razor blade, because that's not a good thing. Put your snap-on trim back on and we're all set. Let that dry out. Work somewhere else. Let's get it. Alright, quarter window transition. Massage it, massage it, massage it. We're going to do what we can to try to make this poppin', man. It's a little bit hard, but we're going to get it. Alright, we're going to start by cutting off the top. The top, we can already tell how much material we're going to need. It's just literally that corner transition right there that was tripping us out the most. So we're probably going to try to do that, but we're going to leave a lot for the corner, man, because we don't know how much we're going to need. We're going to leave a lot for the corner. From the inside, you see, we started to cut it out a little bit. Now we're starting to see some smoothness there. We're going to do a lot of relief cuts to make sure that this can move and mold to whatever we need to. Start spraying that thing down. You already know what it is. Give it a nice spray, both sides, surface and foam. Start laying it down, massage it, massage it, massage it. Yes, sir. You know what we do. Alright, you're going to take your little plastic trim piece and then you're just going to run it along the edges. Alright, we're going to do some relief cuts. This is going to help it mold and move and be able to adjust so that we don't have wrinkles and whatnot. This is supposed to help, so, you know, the more the merrier. Back at the outside, we're going to start spraying the lip because we're going to start folding it over from the top to make sure that we got something to hold it on, but we're going to do as much as we can. We're going to try to do all of this at once, and bam, no wrinkles. Alright, now we're going to start above the wheel. Get that foam nice and covered up, nice and layered. You're going to spray everywhere, even under the carpet right now. You're going to lift that, spray in there. Make sure you get some in there because this has to go under the carpet. We'll replace that later. Spray the actual vinyl too. Make sure it gets enough to get on there. And then you're going to start tucking it in there. It's going to be a little bit hard, so what I just started doing is letting it drop in there, like so. And then just start tucking it all in there. Doesn't all have to be glued in. I'm going to come and trim this up later once we do the carpet in the rear. But for now, this will do, and we're just going to have it sit in there. Right now, you're going to see me rip out a piece. Like I said, if it's too much, just take some of it off. You don't need that much. Back at the quarter window, we're going to start with the transition piece that goes underneath the quarter glass. We'll start by spraying some adhesive onto the front and the inside of the lip for the snap-on trim piece. And then right here, we're going to actually spray the actual vinyl piece. This is what it looks like. I didn't cut it. It already comes pre-cut. I'm going to throw it on the actual quarter glass. Doesn't matter if you have a lot sticking out the side. It's a very, very big piece for the section. Just make sure you got enough. Start from the middle, always. Work your way out. We're going to start with the lip first so we can get the snap-on trim on there. Like so. Yeah, see that? Snap on trim. Exactly what it does. Snaps on. Then we're going to have it on there, hold it on, and we're going to do the rest of the job inside the car. Start cutting off the excess material. Spray it down underneath. Goes a little bit over the vinyl, so may just be aware of that. Don't spray more than you need because it's going to look horrible. Spray the actual vinyl down too. Get enough on there. And then what I did is I started working at the corners. One side, get one side in there. Nice and donezo. Make sure you lay it down flat. No wrinkles, no wrinkles, no wrinkles. Yes, sir. If you got to pull it back up, make sure you do so early on. Because later on, it'll be harder and harder. There you go, see? Get that nice. Take your little trim piece and start running it along the edge. Start cutting off your little excess that you have because there's going to be a lot hanging under where the actual door card goes. Start making the holes. I'm just cutting some relief cuts so that we can have some wiggle room on there. Cut the excess off because we're going to fold it in right now. Spray some glue on the back side, then fold it in. Give it a nice seam. Make sure you have enough space for the door card to actually cover it. Test fit, test fit, test fit. Make sure everything's solid so you have enough material so that we're not missing anything. Now finally bolt it back on the way it should. And we should be done, so man. Look at that. Make sure you put on the actual backrest stops for the seats while you're doing the headliner because then you're going to forget where the mounting points are. Back of the window, underneath the quarter glass. I'm not going to do carpet. I'm going to actually do the vinyl because I think it looks a lot better. What I'm going to do is just spray it down real quick. Foam's already sprayed down. I'm just getting this nice and sprayed. Making some relief cuts in the corners because that corner area where a lot of vinyl jumbles up, it wrinkles a lot. So I'm going to just fold it over to make a seam. Make that part look nice. And then we have all this top part. Now we're just going to lay it down flat. Nice and flat, nice and flat. Cut off your excess on the outside because we're going to fold it over. Put on some snap-on trim. Spray it down, spray it down, spray it down. Yes, sir. I used about 2 cans of adhesive in case you guys are curious. Put on that snap-on trim. Look at it go. Doing its job. And like I said, we're going to let this rest for about 2 days. Let the adhesive sit. And then we'll throw on the glass and the interior, and the rest of everything's going to be complete, man. Look at that. Quality job. Alright, seems like I'm going to end the video, guys, right exactly back where we started. I'm in the Z right now. I'm actually going to go run and go get some more paint because I need more paint to go through this next project for the bug. Like I said, I'm trying to grind through getting this car ready for load times. It might have already passed by the time this video already went up. But I'm excited. I got a lot of stuff in the works. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope it was educational. I hope it was entertaining. I hope it was something different, you know, than the normal thing we're used to. Let me know what you guys thought about the camera angles. Let me know which one you liked more so I can do more for like DIYs or POVs or whatever. Let me know some, okay guys? If you guys have any questions, make sure to comment down below. Shoot me a DM, man. I answer all questions, everything, all you guys want to talk. I'm always there to chit chat, you know? So without further ado, guys, I got a lot more work to do, so I'm gonna end the video here. I hope you guys have an amazing, blessed day, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.